Real quick. I'm not gonna be before you guys long. These last couple weeks we've been talking about reaching your full potential. All right. The first one was believe it. Decide it. Say decided.
Decide.
Second one was believe it. Say believe it.
Believe it.
Last week we talked about expect it. Say expect it.
Expect it.
Today we're going to talk about endure it. Say endure it.
Endure it.
Now, enduring. What does enduring mean, Coach? Enduring means that whenever you're going through a change or whenever you're going through a process, there are going to be some things that are not comfortable to you. But it's necessary for you to go through those things so you can reach your full potential. All right? Now, unfortunately, most people don't know how to endure. All right? They don't know how to endure any discomfort or any adversity that comes upon them. And from what I've seen over the course of my life, there are three main reasons why people don't know how to endure. Number one is they don't know how to take criticism and face criticism. All right. Number two, they didn't know the amount of work that was going to be required to get where they're trying to go. All right. And number three is they don't know how to face any short-term discomfort. And we're going to talk about all these. I'm going to talk about all these with you guys here today. Number one, facing criticism. Guys, anytime you're going to do something significant that's going to make an impact, you are going to face criticism. You can't be moved by naysayers, about what people say about you, what folk think about you. You can't be moved by any of that. Anytime you're going to do anything significant, you're going to face criticism. And many times, it comes from family and friends. Some of them don't mean any harm by it, but it comes from family and friends. All of you guys are football players. You had to make sacrifices. Anytime your family might go somewhere, you can't go. Your friends who are not in athletics, they do some things. You might not be able to participate with them at that given moment. So you're always making sacrifices. Now, what typically happens in this situation is whenever you're making those sacrifices, your family or friends start to criticize you. Oh man, he ain't down with the crew no more, man. Man, you don't ever be hanging with us, man. You can't come talk to your mama no more. So those are forms of criticism. And that's something that I had to endure when I was growing up. Me being from the state of Texas, I played football. So there were criticism. I was always being criticized for the amount of work that I was putting in to be a great football player. I was always lifting weights. I couldn't hang out at the movies. I was always watching film. I couldn't go to the parties. Especially if we lost the game, I would get the tape from my coach to watch while we lost the game. All right? So those were criticisms that I got from family and friends. Man, Justin, we never see you anymore. You don't come around anymore. And that's because I was trying to do something significant. And that was to be a great football player. All right? Number two, they don't know the amount of work that's required to get where you're trying to go. You thought it was going to be easy. You think it's easy getting up every day to go hit outside in practice? You thought it was going to be easy. And unfortunately, that's the mentality that we see from some of you guys. You jog your routes, catch the ball, coach get on to you. Coach, man, it's just practice. But what you don't know is the way you practice is the way you go play. So the same way you jogging that route slow and half-heartedly catching it, that's going to follow you in the game. All right? Now, everybody got to get my biblical illustration. And my illustration for today comes from Luke 22, verse 31 and 32. And it says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed, Satan has asked for you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, that your faith fail not. And when you have returned or come through, strengthen your brethren." When you return and come through, strengthen your brethren. Say, strengthen your brethren.
Strengthen your brethren.
Strengthen your brethren. Say, strengthen your brethren.
Strengthen your brethren.
So in other words, Jesus is saying, look, Peter, on the road to your full potential, you are going to encounter adversity. You are going to encounter criticism. But don't worry though, because you're going to make it. And when you do make it, go and help somebody else. That's why we're here today. I've made it to where you're trying to go. So I'm here to help you. Can't make you do it. Can't force you to do it. But I'm here to help you. But you have to help yourself. So when we're watching film and you're laughing in the back, playing on your cell phone, and coach is asking, what are you doing this way? What are you doing on that play? It's not gonna happen. I'm here to help you, but we can't make you do it. All right? And those are things that some of you still deal with to this day. Guys, you're going to have to put in work. You're gonna have to put in work. That's just what it is. And what makes it easy to put in work is that when you have a why attached to it. A why. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to practice? My personal reason was I play football because I love the game. I love what the game represents. I love what it teaches you. I love the smell of the grass. I love the way the locker room smells. I love the cleats, man. I love the gloves. I love when you get a new pair of gloves and you touch them and you're going out there. I love the lights, man. I love the smell of hot dogs and popcorn coming from the concession stand. That's what the game entails. That's why I play the game. Now some of you, that's why I play. Now some of you don't have a why. So it makes it very difficult for you to maintain focus. And my why was because I wanted to make it easier for my parents to go. I wanted to alleviate the financial burden on them to send me to go to college. So I knew if I played the very best I could, I was going to get a football scholarship. So those were my why. So the third one is can't face short-term discomfort. Oh my God, we can stay here for about 20, 30 minutes. Because some of you can't take no pain. I got guys holding out of practice because their neck hurt, their finger hurt. Some of you can't take no pain. And I'm not talking about pain from a physical, not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. Coach is not always going to say the nicest thing to you. All right? You have to be mentally tough to endure. Say endure.
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 You have to be mentally and physically tough to endure what it takes to be a great football player. Man, I remember when I was coming up in high school, two coaches in particular, Coach Bullitt and Coach Crutcher. Man, those guys used to ride me when I was in high school. In fact, I remember one day in particular, we were lifting weights, and it was max out day. And I had 330 pounds on the bar. And Coach Crutcher is yelling over me, come on, Ivy, get it up, Ivy, get it up, Ivy. And I'm pushing. And he reaches up and slaps me on my chest. I got 330 pounds in my hand. But I got it up. Every day in off season, I was always the guy that made the recruits start over. Man, we running drills because Ivy can't finish through the line. We doing it again because Ivy can't do what we need to do. Every day. And then I dealt with Coach Crutcher in the off season. Now I deal with Coach Bullitt in the summer. I gotta come twice a day. I'm running in the sand. I'm running the giant hill out back by the high school. And over the year, it wasn't until my senior year I realized what they were doing. They were trying to get me to endure. Say endure.
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 Because they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. They saw a great football player. And we're going to get the greatness out of him. And I don't care if he doesn't like me after the end of it, because he's going to love me once he sees the progress that he makes. And that's what some of you need to do. Learn how to take pain, man. Take pain. Take it. Take it physically and take it mentally. Because it's more than just football. You're going to need to endure when you lose your job, if that ever happens to you. You're going to need to endure when you and your wife are not getting along. You're going to need to endure when situations and adversities come in your life. That's what you're going to have to do. Endure. That's what greatness is, and enduring. Some of you crying because it's tough. Don't cry to quit, cry to keep going. Because at the end of enduring is success and your full potential. So in closing, guys, you gotta learn how to face criticism. Because when you're doing something great, guys are going to talk about you. People are going to talk about you. Your family might even talk about you. But you have to stay the course and be able to endure. Say endure.
Endure.
Number 2, you got to put in work. Stop being lazy. Go lift weights. Go run. Go study. Greatness does not go on sale. There's a reason Louis Vuitton and all Gucci, Gabbana, all those expensive things are expensive, because they don't want average people to buy it. It costs what it costs. Greatness costs what it costs. You gotta pay the cost to be great. Every day. And number 3, you gotta endure short-term discomfort. It's not gonna be easy. We're gonna ask you to do things you've never done before. You have to read stuff you never read before. You have to study at hours of the day that you're not used to studying at. But at the end of pain, at the end of enduring, is success, and then, and only then, is when you'll reach your full potential. That's all I got.